What I'm up though, folks? Your favorite auditor, audit them, the one who encourages you to audit them. I am in the beautiful city of El Porto, Florida. Beautiful day. It's about 80 degrees out. February 2022. First time coming here. I do have my 2.0 clipboard. I am not in my uniform. Want to follow chapter 119. And I am inspecting government records, regardless of physical form or characteristic. Village of El Porto. Regulation plan. City of employees, but I don't see no names. Huh. Request for proposal parks renovation.
Can we help you with anything?
Not at the moment. I'm okay, but thank you though. Sealed proposals will be received. So we got to keep note of that. The city's requesting a renovation money. We'll see how that goes. We'll go take before pictures right now of the park, and we'll come back and check what they did with the money afterwards. This business card. Chief of Police. See what they got here. See, I love looking at historical things like this, man. If I really wanted to, I could make my channel. I could work on visiting cities throughout the entire United States, a full-time job. And the cool thing is that it's all accessible for the public to view. There's anti-auditors out there. There's anti-auditors, but what they don't get is they could actually get out here and enjoy themselves doing this type of things, where they could check up on these cities. Not only it's our right to under the First Amendment, but also to be able to review historical facts, inquire in property or land of any of the cities or counties. It's a cool thing, man. It's a cool thing. There goes the village seal. I see some YouTube channels where there's some guys that drive through cities. They drive through every city in the United States, some through the hoods, through the ghettos, all the way down to the suburbs. And but one thing that I don't notice is the only people who actually cover city halls are the quote unquote auditors, First Amendment auditors. But like I said, you could look up historical facts. One thing that I found interesting in the city of Plantation is that the mayor is the one who started that municipal corporation. So the mayor is the one who established the city hall. Now, does a regular man have jurisdiction over the private man to tax him for code and for everything else and all of the above is the question. Alrighty. Hello. I'd like to file a chapter 119 request.
Is that a public request for information?
Public record request, yes sir.
Please don't record me.
Come again?
Don't record me, please.
Oh yes, I have right. I am with chapter 119. I could point the camera in a different direction, but I actually want to file a oral request.
If you're requesting this, it's the only method. Otherwise, you have no response. It's the only way you're gonna get a response for public request.
Sir, according to state law, state statutes, I have the right to request these
Take it
records.
to the attorney. If you want request, here's a form. If you don't want to,
I'm gonna pull up the statute in a few
Sir,
seconds.
I'm an attorney. Take it to the attorney. If you want me to help you, this is the only way I can help you.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Please stop recording. You have the camera on. I'm not going to tell you any information until you put the phone down.
No, sir. I have the right to record while I'm engaging with official employees in the official accident. See, that's what we love to we love when employees act like that, because anything they say will be used against them in a court of law under a cross-examination. And when the juries ask them exactly what they said, where they said they don't want to be on film, it'll be brought to their attention. They would learn in the court of law that the people have the right to record government employees in the official course of their duties. So we love employees that start waving those flags and saying you got to do it this way and that way when I know that's incorrect. And I get to capture that on camera, which is the beautiful thing. I get to capture that he's telling me something that's incorrect and then start waving a flag where he's not an attorney. Unnecessary talk. I asked for his name. He refused to provide it. So that's a good thing, again, under cross-examination. So now he probably went and called his boss. Sir, I need to advise you, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law under a cross-examination. Meanwhile, let me pull up the statute where it shows that I'm able to file a oral request utilizing Chapter 119, so that way I think it says right here, inspection and copying public records, photographs. Is this the gentleman you called here, sir?
No,
Oh.
I will call to the police right now.
No, I don't need police. I need to file a Chapter 119 request.
Okay.
And I'm going to file a complaint against you with the police.
File a complaint?
That's right.
Against what? Against, sir, anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law under a cross-examination. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to file the Chapter 119 with my handwriting, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it on your counter for compliance within the given days. Alrighty, let me fill this out here. You know what, let me stand right here. Let me pause this for a minute.
I'll just get him over here.
Job duties, titles.
Harassing me. He's recorded me against my wish. And I've asked him how I want to help him. He's like going another way. He's doing the way he thinks, and
Alright.
you know, he's harassing me.
So,
Sir, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law under a
Sir.
cross-examination.
sir, I understand.
Yeah.
Let's step outside, you and I, so we can talk about what's going on, okay?
Sir, as soon as I'm finished with this Chapter 119, I will step outside. I don't need to step outside. I don't need police presence. I believe he's the one who's actually conspiring against my rights.
Okay.
If you believe there's any harassment, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law under
understand what
cross-examination.
you're saying.
Everything is on film. I am filing a Chapter
perfectly
119.
fine.
He has the
You
right
can-
to speak. He has the right to say whatever he
Are
does.
you gonna let me speak, or are you gonna keep talking over me?
Sir, before you continue, may I ask what your unique identifier is?
Okay, I'm El Portal 10. I am Corporal Vives. I'm one of the supervisors here in El Portal Police
My man,
Department.
my man. I am filing a Chapter 119 today, sir, and my business will be concluded as soon as I receive a stamp copy in compliance from this individual here.
So
It's
before
subject
he
to Chapter
does that,
119.
I will ask you, this is an official building,
Yeah.
you will step outside and we will talk, and then depending on what I decide, he will print whatever it is you need, but I need to get both sides of the story. So whatever you're doing, we can take it outside and you can continue doing what you're doing, all right?
Sir, I prefer to finish this first, and then I will step
understand what you
outside.
prefer. Now I'm giving you direction, and I am telling you, you will step outside, so please grab what you're doing and you're gonna step outside, and we're gonna finish this conversation. So please,
Am I being detained?
you are not being detained.
Okay, then I prefer to finish this, and I'm not going to step outside if I'm not being
Okay.
detained.
So
If I have committed a crime and I'm being detained, I'll be more than
you
happy to
have
step
not committed
outside.
a crime?
But when I finish this, I will
So
finish this
why
and submit
why
my public
exactly
record.
is you doing all of this?
Why exactly am I filing a Chapter 119?
No. This that is happening right now. Your
What-
attitude, all of it that is progressing to this point. For what reason?
It's all on film, sir. I have nothing further to say. Job
Really?
employees include titles, salaries.
Okay. Do not print anything for him until he's done what he's doing.
Sure.
And when I talk to him, then I will decide if you print whatever you need to print for him. You understand me? Okay. So finish what you're doing there.
List roster of all employees, include job duties, titles, salaries. Office phone. And emails. See, folks, the thing about it is here that everything that I got is filmed here. The man just made a false claim under cross-examination. We're gonna ask him in the jury, and he's not gonna be able to articulate of any harassment because everything was on film. However, now since the officer came here and said what he had to say, officer, can you spell your last name for me, please?
I will say nothing further until you step outside and we can have a conversation.
Okay. I needed your name because I'm gonna be filing a.
When you step outside, we can have a conversation.
All right. Hello.
How you doing? Excuse me.
Sure.
Thank you.
List roster of all employees
Fine, we can
include
step
job.
outside. And Franco, no one here needs to speak with him until I speak with him, all right? Thank you.
Oh, Franco is his name. Good. Okay. So the police officer, he's the one who's instructing these employees on how to handle a Chapter 119. This is amazing how I get all of this on video. Okay, sir, I have my request filed. I need a copy of this, please. Let me go ahead and include my email here. And I thank you for illustrating the things that you did on film and calling the police here, because under a cross-examination, you will be questioned for all your actions today. That's my email. That's my request. I just need a stamp with the date and a copy.
After you speak with the officer.
That's fine. I'll speak to the officer. I'll see what he wants to say. But you said your name was Franco, so Franco, I think, is Fitzgerald. You're the code enforcement officer. Good. Now we get to see all the citations you issued for the residents, and we get to interview the residents who you cited.
All right.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
I'm not sure. I came to file a Chapter 119 request.
Okay.
Public records, and the guy started saying that that I have to do it in a specific way, in a specific format.
I'm sorry, you live here, right?
I don't answer those type of questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted because you said that you wanted files, so I don't know if you're a resident or
Right.
not.
Well, Chapter
all.
119 is a state law.
Okay.
Yeah, all municipal bodies are subject to public disclosure.
Okay.
And I just informed the gentleman for a public record request.
Okay.
But let's wait for the other. I don't want to keep talking in circles.
Sure.
Yeah, I really don't even want to engage with the police. You sound like a fair, reasonable man.
Thank you.
The other police officer, he came in a little tough, but I had to set him a little straight and inform him that anything he says can will be used against him in the court of law under a cross-examination.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know when I tell somebody anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, just those 8 words, that's not a Miranda right.
Correct.
It's not. It's just informing the person exactly
I
what.
understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
And it's not
Everybody
a Miranda.
has the rights.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
May I ask why you were dispatched here, sir?
Because my partner, we don't work alone.
Yeah.
It's just for an officer safety issue.
Right.
I know if you were doing this type of work, you will also call a partner because you never know.
See.
I mean, things can go very nice to very bad, and really,
Yeah.
and it has nothing to do with you. It's just
Right.
just the type of work we do.
Sure,
You
sure,
never
yeah.
go alone anywhere just
Yeah.
for safety reasons.
So yeah, I mean, we'll chat with the
Okay,
other
sure.
officer when he comes in.
Sure. Let's just give a minute. I think he's
Yeah,
just
my man.
doing something. Thank you. No problem.
Mm-hmm. I'm always calm and professional, and I handle my
Absolutely.
business.
There's
Yeah.
no reason why we shouldn't. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Does your officers have body-worn cameras?
No, we do not.
Okay.
We do not.
Pause the video for the officer to get here. You know what? Let me ask this employee. Sir, could you call your superior? I don't want to sit around here and wait for you to get permission from your police officer. I need to conduct my business, and my business will be concluded after I do file this Chapter 119.
I feel very uncomfortable you recording. That's why I feel harassed.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law under a cross-examination. The courts and the judge would inform you that the people have the right to record government employees in the official course of their duties. If you feel that way, I have reason to believe that you're not acting upon public trust or transparency. That's the only reason why you would act in that fashion, you and the employee sitting next to you. Everything that I said has been recorded. It will be cross-examined. And
And the reason why I feel is because of your actions, which speak for themselves.
again, sir, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of
Likewise.
law under a
Likewise.
cross-examination.
Likewise.
Right.
Likewise. Everything you say and you do is being recorded.
Right.
Likewise.
I've dealt with hundreds of government employees, and just a small percentage of them act the way that you do. And then the cool thing is that we get to investigate your entire career till we find some wrongdoing, which we will. Everything you do is subject to public disclosure. There was many employees that had a smile on their face. They were real calm, courteous, and they were beautiful people. And they work for the government. Then we have employees like you. All right. It is the policy of the state that all state, county, and municipal records are open for personal inspection and copying by means of any person. Providing access to public records is the duty of each public agency. And here, folks, for people that are watching right now, public record mean all documents, papers, letters, maps, tapes, records, sound. Sir, there's no standard form required. I could fill out my request on a napkin.
Frank, let me talk to you for a minute, please.
I think his name was Francis, or I'm sorry, Fitzgerald. Sir, was there a need to call the police?
Yes.
Why?
Supposing I saw some bad attitude between you and Franco. When you see something like that, immediately call the police.
Well, okay, now, my friend, listen. You are intelligent. You work for the government.
Yes.
When it does go to court, the judge is gonna ask, what was the conversation between the two people?
But if somebody or your employee go to the say some attitude is bad, immediately call the police. No choice.
But and again, sir, in the court of law, the judge is gonna ask, what did the gentleman come in and ask for? They're gonna say he came in and asked for a Chapter 119 request. Then they're gonna tell Mr. Frank, why didn't you just submit the request and told the guy have a good day?
Supposedly you can consideration is a bad attitude or wrong attitude. We need mediation about that.
Right.
That's
Now-
it. This is the best.
Right. Now, you know what was the miscommunication? Mr. Frank believes that I have to fill out on a standard form a Chapter 119 file, which is incorrect. And I tried to explain to him, but he feels that he's being harassed simply because I'm recording my interaction. Now,
I think it's no, you need to request permission to record anything.
that's not correct, sir.
You can record me. You can record me?
I'm recording audio and video.
No, I
yes.
don't have authorization.
Okay,
I don't get the authorization to record me.
my man.
No, we finish the conversation. I don't want to pay any recording.
Sure.
¿Qué pasó, caballero? Lo he visto todo el día. Te llamé, una primero, porque había un loco por aquí oyendo.
If it ain't one thing, it's another. So I'd like to have a fair conversation with any and every employee who works for the government, and just to, hear them talk. I like to hear the things that the employees have to say, regardless if they're being combative, non-compliant, or courteous and honoring the public trust. Smith v. Hayes, the right to record public employees in the official course of their duties. When an employee says that they don't want to be filmed, that leads me to believe that they are not honoring transparency and they don't want to be held accountable for working for the government. I'm just waiting to file this page here, get a copy, and my business will be concluded. Let me go out here and hear what Pop is talking about. Officer, I had a
Él está
question.
grabando, él está recording
It's
everything.
okay.
See,
It's okay.
see. My man, you know that the people have the right to record the government employees when they're working for the government.
Yeah, it's freedom of speech. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
You see,
that's
my
fine.
friend,
No.
he says it's okay because he's a law officer. And I informed you that there's case law that permits the people to record employees in the official course of their duties. Why? Because you're supposed to be honest with the public trust.
Pero you, to start any record, you previous said to me, I recorded this conversation.
No, sir. No.
You no can record me escondido.
Yeah.
You
And
can
the
record me
thing
two times.
somebody can't do is they can't come in recording secretly. Like if they're recording in their pocket,
Do me a
that's
favor. Lo voy adentro, dejémoslo como pues.
yeah. Public record request
All
form.
right. So you came in to do to get a public request.
Stand here.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Well,
Are you requesting a public request?
sir, let me
Yes.
go ahead and talk.
Go
This,
ahead.
this officer is very, very fair.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'll give you a summary about my visit.
Okay.
My visit, I came in to inspect government records regardless of physical form or characteristics,
Okay.
according to Chapter 119 law.
Okay.
That grants me the right to record government employees in the official course of their duties.
Okay.
Okay? I came in, the young lady at the counter said, "How may I help you, sir?" I was taking pictures of the records on the wall. I said, not at the moment, but thank you.
Okay.
I walk inside this area here and I take pictures of all the maps and the plats on the wall, which is public record. Then I go right there and I start filming the employees. Yes, I'd like to file a Chapter 119 request. The lady tells me, "Please don't record me." Well, she didn't say please, but she said, "Don't record me."
Okay.
She said, "I have the right to record." But I told her, "I'll tell you what, I'll take the camera away from your direction," because it's a lady, but besides lady or whatever, she works for the government. So I told her, "Okay, I'll move the camera from you." And the guy had an issue. Told him, "Sir, I need to file Chapter 119. He said, "Okay, give me 1 second." He opened up the file cabinet and gave me what you got in your hand, a template.
No, this is not a template. This is our Village of El Portal public request form.
Right, I hear what
Okay.
you're saying, my man.
All right.
So he gave me a template. He gave me his standard form. But I informed to him that I'd like to file a oral request.
We do not grant that here because we do not have those capabilities.
Sir,
All right.
wait a minute.
Okay.
Your employees are intelligent. They have the capability of writing down an oral request.
They do not. They're not. No. You want a public record request orally.
Yeah, to submit a public record request oral.
Right.
But
so you want the employee to
write
actually
it, to write it.
To write what you're saying. Because
Yes.
you cannot write it yourself in here.
no, it's not about I could write it or not. It's about the state law grants the
So-
employee to write down the oral
So
request.
you came into the village today
Yep.
to get an oral request.
Sure.
To make sure that one of the employees writes down what you have to tell them because you couldn't write it yourself.
No, it's not because I couldn't write it myself. It's because the state law specifies that an employee is supposed to honor an oral request or verbal request.
Right.
But the cute part is he didn't honor that.
All right.
I got it on state code, my man.
Right.
I don't have
First
to.
of all,
yeah.
I'm not my man, I am officer.
Okay.
Yes, okay, so go
Okay.
ahead, continue.
Okay, my man.
Okay, I am not my man.
Okay.
I already said,
Yeah.
address me accordingly.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sir, I have freedom of speech. I like to call you my man right now.
It's just mutual respect. That's
Yeah,
all.
but you, I like you. I respect you a lot because you know you're a fair guy. But this gentleman here, he came off very specified.
Okay.
Came out very specified.
Nothing but professional.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, sir,
So,
officer,
Okay.
the thing, like I said, I don't have it highlighted right now on the part where it does show oral. But if you give me your business card, I'll be more than happy. Just to inform you for future reference, I'll send you the statute to your email so
Okay.
you could say, hey, that guy was right.
Okay.
Another thing, in the law, it specifies that there's no standard form. That means I could write down my request on a napkin if I wanted to.
Okay.
And that form is just, it's optional. And that's why it says optional on the names and stuff.
Okay.
So anyhow, at this point, my man, officer, I filed my request here, which is one request, the list roster.
Right.
And I just need a copy, somebody to put the date and give me a copy of this and my business will be concluded.
Right.
I received,
So how are we gonna do a request if you're taking that with you?
no, sir, a copy for your public
Right.
record custodian.
So just for the record, as you're saying,
Yeah.
you were kind enough to write it behind this piece of paper,
Right.
but you couldn't be kind enough to write it in the front where it has the same type of information.
Sir, it's
So
not.
who's been difficult?
Wait a minute. It's not about. First of all, that wasn't any of his claim. His claim was nothing about me writing on the back or the front. He's not even aware if I wrote it on the back or the front.
Okay.
Plus,
No, I am aware because
Yeah.
as you're showing me, you wrote it on the back of
Right.
the same form
Right.
that we used to do a public request,
Right.
but yet you couldn't do it on the actual form
Right.
because you wanted to do it in the back.
well, here's the thing. I'm doing that to prove a point to everybody that's watching
Right.
that the law stands firm.
Right.
And ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Because
so you
it
came
says
here today to be difficult, to harass employees here at Village of El Portal. At the end, you still wrote your request on the piece of paper that you were given, but not the correct way. So I want you to tell me, how does that make any sense?
Sir, anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law under a cross-examination.
Perfect. Yes.
You use the word
Right.
harassment, everything is on video.
That's how they feel. You are disturbing their peace. They're quiet.
Sir, I am filing a Chapter 119 request. That's not
And
disturbing the peace.
You
That's
are
they must
disturbing their
comply.
peace and they're quiet. Florida Statute 877.03. Do you understand?
Sir,
I'm asking you.
Sir.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
sir, call your superior.
I'm not gonna call my superior.
Okay.
I'm
I
not
need a
gonna-
copy of this and my business will be concluded for today.
If you fill this form correctly, we will do a public request. Otherwise, we will not, because we have city ordinances.
Okay. Can
We
you
have-
look at this?
I'm
can-
not gonna look at it.
All right.
Because you can do it in the front.
All right. Hang on to this for a second.
I'm not gonna hang on to it.
Okay.
I don't
This.
have to.
All right. This form is filed as is. I'm gonna leave it here.
Okay?
Whether they comply or not, it's
Right.
up to the sworn clerk.
Okay?
Yep.
So I'm gonna tell you, you have
Yep.
Florida statutes and you have city ordinances. Do you
Right.
understand? I want you to understand this. This is our official public request form for the city.
Which is not required.
Yes, it is for
No,
our
sir.
city.
No, sir.
So
Do you
if
have a
do
business
not-
card with your email?
Understand, if you do not fill this out, your public request will not be granted. If you come back inside and you disturb their peace and they're quiet, you will be arrested. You understand that?
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I don't answer questions.
You understand that?
Here's what I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, perfect.
Here's what I'm
This
gonna tell you.
conversation is over.
Okay.
All right?
I'm gonna leave this on the counter.
You will not leave that in the counter because they will not accept it. You understand?
Sir?
This is our official form for public records request.
Sir,
Can
again,
I have your name?
it is not required.
You're not gonna give me my name. You asked for my name. I give you the courtesy of giving you my name, my rank, and my ID number, and you cannot have the same courtesy of giving me your name?
You have a duty. Here's
Perfect.
one thing that I'm going to tell you,
Perfect.
sir.
This conversation
Can I ask
is
for your
done.
business card?
Of course you can have my
Okay.
business card.
You've been a police officer for several years. I am going to interview the people you
Here you
arrested.
go. Thank
Everybody
you.
that you
Have a
arrested,
great
I am
day,
going
sir.
to interview.
Come on.
Okay. Likewise. Thank you, sir. I just need to hand my form here.
If you cause a scene in here and you disturb the peace and quiet, I already said what will happen. You can leave the form. That's
Right.
perfectly fine. They will
Well,
not accept
here,
it.
under your supervision while you're here.
There's no supervision. I
Okay.
already told you it will not be
Sir,
accepted.
this is my public record request. You have
You
a
don't
pleasant
to answer
day.
anything. Don't. You don't have to.
I left it on the counter. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Have a
great
wonderful
sir.
day. Okay.
Thank you.
I left it on the counter. That officer wants to act tyrannical. Now we are going to investigate his entire career. Oh, I do got his business card too. Good. But he doesn't have his name on there. Let me go back over here and talk to him about that. You see, I said it's chapter 119. He said it's harassment. But what the clown doesn't know is that it's all on video. My man, it doesn't have, sir, officer, it doesn't have your name on here. May you please
I already gave you my name. I gave you my badge and my ID number.
It should be on the recording then. Yeah.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you. Have a great day.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
He did say somewhere on the recording. But it's somewhere on the recording, but you've seen it in his eyes. You see, that's the difference. One officer, he's reasonable, he listens to people, he talks kind, politely. Another officer says things that are not true. Okay? I am gonna dig out of chapter 119 where it does show that the employees must honor an oral request. And I am going to dig out the portion where it shows there's no standard form required. The officer also said that he believes I have to give my name because he gave his name, which is not true. He has a duty to provide his name. He's working for the public trust. It's only honorable for him to provide his name. A member of the public does not have to provide a name because even on their own public record form, under the name section, it says optional. The good thing is we got to identify Frank and we got to identify the officer as well. So now what I am going to be doing is requesting all the arrests that he conducted. Maybe he arrested, and maybe he's been working here for 10 years. Maybe out of the 10 years, he arrested 500 people. Out of 500 people, maybe 497 of them are justifiable. And the people got arrested for burglary, theft, whatever, they broke a crime. But I just want to catch 3 unjust arrests that he conducted so I could interview the people so we could carry on with his show that he put on. Gardening is the best. Okay, so anyhow, got this card right here. That's that, folks. Audit them always encourages you to audit them. Plenty love.